we got audios. Good.
Yeah, sounds good. Is there a lag?
You just look a little blurry.
I feel
You look like
there's a
when
lag.
when the Netflix is buffering a little bit.
How about now?
There we a little bit better. A little bit better.
Still?
No, they look good. Looks like 4K.
Oh, does it? Okay, cool. Because I just got internet, so
Your teeth are glistening though. You look like yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the background. Your teeth are so white that they blend into the background.
do I have something in my teeth?
Yeah, a little bit of spinach or whatever that plant is behind you.
Did I get it?
The money tree.
Did I get it?
Nope, not at all. It's actually worse. Oh, it looks like you're whitening your teeth with those blue light thingies.
Like, remember when Friends, when Ross
Yeah,
went on that date?
yeah.
Oh,
Your eyes are glistening.
my
You look like
best friend and my sister. I just watched it. I was just watching it today because I just got internet here. I moved. That's why we haven't been doing a show, because this is actually BFF episode number 46.
Yeah, Ernie's been a busy boy.
Very busy boy. It's August 11th today, correct?
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been away for a couple weeks because I was moving. I just moved, like August 1st.
And how did the move go?
It was good, but I thought, because I rented a van, like a U-Haul van, which I was like, is this enough? But on YouTube, they're like, yeah, if you have like a 1-bedroom apartment, the van is more than enough space. And then
sorry, go ahead.
Like, what's the rule of thumb?
Well, the rule of thumb is usually if that's what the website says, you just go with the next size up.
Do you?
Well, only because I mean they're basing that on probably a very a minimalist lifestyle kind of thing.
No,
but you could accumulate a lot of shit over a year.
I did, but no. So on YouTube, they actually showed. They're like, oh, here's how you can accurately. Is that the word? How you can fit
efficiently, maybe
efficiently. That's the word.
Yeah.
Here's how you can efficiently fit a 1-bedroom apartment into the van. And then I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's like a lot. They had a lot more stuff than I did.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Looking back, I think it's because a lot of the stuff that I have, like my chair, this chair.
Yeah.
We didn't take it apart. We just.
Yeah. It takes up a lot of. It takes a valuable space.
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that they did, that they had, they took apart. So that's how it fit. But I just packed everything, and then like the drawers and the bed we took it apart, but everything else was just still intact, with the tables and stuff.
So, how long did it take?
Oh my god, it was crazy, guy, because that Sunday, it was like Sunday, July 31st. So three of our friends helped. Mm-hmm. It's like Wayne, Brian, and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because they're all like, oh yeah, we can help. And I'm like, no. Originally I thought it was just gonna be like me and Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, I know we don't need more than 2 people. And then when we started filling up the truck, I was like, oh my god, there's a lot of crap. You know what I mean? Because I always make fun of my family being, or my parents being hoarders.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god,
I'm
a hoarder. Yeah. I have all this crap. And then so we actually had to do 2 trips, guy.
From Etobicoke all the way down to not really uptown, but Toronto.
It's like Toronto, yeah. It's like I'm in the junction. So it's like half hour away from Etobicoke. So we had to go, so we filled up the van. We came here, but there's only room for 2 people in the thing, right? In the van. So just me and Chris came here, unloaded, and then as we're going back, the security guard at my Etobicoke condo was calling like, oh, you're because I only have the elevator booked until a certain time, right?
It's like a 4-hour thing.
Yeah. So I thought there was enough time, because I thought it was only 1 trip. And I was like, oh crap, we have to come back And then once we got there, we had to load everything back here, and then we came here again, and it was just a mess. And then I had a show at Absolute Comedy at 8. I was like, oh my god! So we finished like at 5.
Yeah.
Returned the van, met up with my my landlord from Etobicoke or in Etobicoke, and then
Said your goodbyes and hugged.
yeah, but I was like all sweaty and stuff. I was like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
And then yeah, it was like just awkward. He's like, you're a great tenant. I was like, all right, cool. See you later, buddy. Because I'm in a rush, guy. Because I'm like, I want to come back here.
What time is this now? What time is this exactly?
It's like 6 o'clock.
So 6 o'clock, and you still have to go back down to.
I still have to go to Toronto. Yeah, and like and take a shower. So I took like the fastest shower, and like, oh man, it was disgusting. I was like running around because like everything's packed here, so like I didn't even know where my towels were or like.
So what do you use to dry yourself off? Your old clothes, the clothes that you were
no,
wearing.
No. I found the towels, but I'm saying like it wasn't as smooth.
Yeah.
Because I'm right. Oh my god, it was such a stressful day. But yeah, no. Now I'm actually like, I'm settled in.
Unpacked everything.
Yeah. I thought it would take a while, but once you get going, you're like, I just can't stop. And then
yeah. You want to make it all look all nice. That's why you should give us a tour of the house.
Oh, it's not as visually pleasing as the old condo.
My friend, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Sure, whatever. So no, I mean like,
you don't like it. You don't like it?
I do. No, I do. But I'm saying like like the old condo, the background. I like the background. Like it's like a new kitchen. Brand new.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, not so much. Wait, get some. Never mind. No, but it feels great, man. It feels good to be back in the city.
Settled in, back in the city where you belong.
Yo, yeah. So I've been here like 10 days or 11 days, and yo, I've been walking around, guy, every day. It's like the best.
It's good.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you wake up, because in Etobicoke I'd wake up and then I'm like, because there's nothing. There's a Cloverdale Mall beside me, but like it's kind of far, and then there's a Loblaws, which is like a 10-minute walk, whatever. But here it's like Food Basics is like right there, like Dollarama, Shoppers Drug Mart,
everything you need.
Yeah, so I've been walking around. Oh, it's been great.
Nice. I saw that you were in Kensington Market the other day.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
We went down there, and that's the first time in my entire life that I'd been down there. I love that street. I'd never been down there before. I maybe as a kid, possibly, but not when I can, fully appreciate it.
It's not really a kid place.
No, and it was tough. It was tough to like. While Caitlin was doing some work, I had the 2 kids, and just like trucking them around in this double stroller is not the easiest on the sidewalks.
Yeah.
But you can get everything there. Like I saw this entire storefront that was like dedicated to construction stuff. Like you could buy a vest, a hard hat, steel toe or possibly not steel toe boots, sunglasses, fedoras. You could do anything you want. The food looked amazing.
Yeah, because I rarely go there, even though I used to live right there, like Dundas and Bathurst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. I rarely went there, but I should have went. I should have taken advantage.
Yeah, that place is so cool. I love that place.
And you went on a
weekend?
Weekday.
No, weekday. Yeah. So it was good. It wasn't too busy.
Okay, because on weekends it's like packed.
Yeah. We went down there, I think, on a weekend just to see her client just initially. And yeah, it was rammed. All the restaurants, like the streets, people were walking in the street. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was great. Because I had another show at the corner, at Queen and like Queen and University area, and so like I didn't have time. I was like, I want to get like, because I rarely go there, so I'm like, I want to get like they had They have these tacos.
Yeah, I
They're
think
like,
is it that little storefront that has like there's like it's a little stand out front, but you can go inside
yo,
afterwards.
there's so many.
Yeah.
So I don't even know which one. I don't even know which one. No, because like my friend who hosts that show yesterday, he's like, "Oh, these guys have the best tacos." I'm like,
Mm,
I like any taco, you know,
Taco
and
Bell.
Taco Bell. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
very picky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So now that I'm back, I'm gonna take advantage for sure.
Well, you can do that now. You can eat at your leisure because
Hmm.
you're walking everywhere anyway. So it's you're gonna burn it off, and it's been so freaking hot that
Yeah, but it's cooled down though. I love the weather now.
last couple of days, yes, it has cooled down. So there's like a slight indication that it's coming to an end. I'm not a summer guy.
Yeah, I know.
Not a summer guy.
I like this weather.
Yes,
Like what is it now? 24.
brisk with a
Brisk, yeah, and then
breeze.
at night you can wear a jacket. It's like
Yeah.
19 degrees.
Yeah,
It's not
I'm
too
okay with
muggy.
that.
Oh.
Because last week it was crazy.
Yeah, it sucked. But since I didn't have internet at home, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I was fiending, I was
What do you
feeding
mean
for
feeding for?
internet. So I had to like go. Yeah, that's why I was walking a lot because I had to go to like all these different coffee shops just to use the internet, guy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Do they have time limits on those things? Those places?
No. If you go like anywhere, there's no real time limits. You can sit there forever.
Ah, it's true. You used to go to Starbucks and just stay there for like hours writing.
Yeah, I'll be there at least
material.
like 2 hours a day. But here, there's no Starbucks that's really close, but there's a lot of like little shops that I go to. So I'm trying to pick out which ones I like the most. Because there's things that I look for in a coffee shop here.
What's the criteria there, Mr.
Well,
Hollywood?
there's one here. It's called Hale Coffee, really close.
It has to be like Arabica beans.
No. The coffee is secondary. I'm talking about the ambiance.
Okay, all right.
It's all about the ambiance.
Okay, let's say Starbucks is the benchmark. Is it like that? Like a hipsterish, lights are kind of dimmed down low.
Which one, like Starbucks?
Yeah, like typically they're not like really bright. It's kind of woody in there. It's kind of low.
Yeah. The thing I like, people don't like Starbucks, because it's like a corporation or whatever. But the coffee I like. Okay, internet is great. Easy access to internet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to ask them for a password.
Mm-hmm.
Washrooms are clean. Easy access to washrooms, but although some in Toronto, you do need a code to get in.
Give me 1 second. I have to pause you for 1 second. Mute you. Apologies. That was the boss.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, he was just like asking a question about work.
He's like, are you using our internet for extracurricular activities?
What's the BFF episodes? What is that? It's showing up on our.
I remember one time I was telling them, I think it was like Jay Armando. I was like, yeah, the BFF. He was like, what's that thing? The Buffasodes? What is it, like a working out podcast?
Yes, the Buffasodes. I guess we should put periods in between them.
The Buffasodes.
The letters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I gotta do a quick shout out to some of the people that are really, really supportive of us, especially Sweet and Shy Cakes.
Oh, Shy! Oh, amazing! Yeah, she came to the show.
Yeah,
she came to the show last. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah,
she came in July, and then she gave me a card, and then I was like, what the heck is this? And it felt thick, like there's money. I was like, sick, But then I couldn't open it, like, you know what I mean?
In front, obviously.
Yeah. So I wait till they left and they opened them. Like, oh my god, she gave us 2 movie passes, two Cineplex Odeon gift certificates.
Yeah,
gift cards, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah. So she said, "Thank you for." She said, just to show support for the podcast,
I
and
know.
and happy early birthday to me.
Yep.
And she said for you to watch Thor 4.
Oh, I thought it was for you to watch Thor 4 again, and then for me to just watch the Downton Abbey New Era movie.
The heck is that?
Downton Abbey?
There's a movie
There's two movies. There's one that just recently came out.
in a theater.
Yeah.
Oh,
It didn't do so well because it came out when Top Gun was coming out. So
oh, yo, I actually watched Thor again. Did I tell you that?
you watched it twice?
Yeah, I watched it with my nieces.
We did.
I don't think so.
Were they straight faced or did they find it funny?
They found it funny, but we watched it in Palmerston, so it's like a small town.
Nice.
And so it's like a smaller theater. So there's only like, I don't know, maybe like, so it's me, my two nieces, and maybe like 5 other people.
So that's a full house. That's a full house.
No, they could actually fit a lot more people. But so I'm watching it, and then like the funny part's like I'm the only one laughing. Like I think my nieces were laughing, but I'm not quite sure.
Not haha laughing.
Yeah. So I'm like going crazy, right? And then after a while, I'm like, I'm the only one laughing. And then it hit me. I'm like, am I crazy? Like I love this movie. I was going crazy. And I'm like, is this funny? You know what I mean? Because it's like you're watching a funny movie and then like no one's laughing.
What was the humor? Like was it like the super bad kind of like dumb toilet humor kind of thing?
Yeah, it's very like silly.
Yeah.
And wacky.
I'd have to see it. I'm pretty sure I'd laugh just because I feel like we've got kind of the same taste in that type of comedy. So
well, I was telling you that like I love the movie so much that after the movie the first time, I was like, I'd buy it. I'd pay $30 just to keep it on my phone. But then after that, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Was it funny? I'm like, was I? You know what I mean? Was I laughing because everyone else was laughing, or you know what I mean?
So yeah, but the last time you said you went, there were other comedians that were laughing just as hard as you were. Yeah, just not that one person.
No, yeah, just the guy beside me was like.
Okay, so then I don't know. You'd have to do it one more time.
I'm gonna watch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again by myself. What a pickle! I was like,
what a pickle.
Yeah, I was like, do I like this movie? What's wrong with my sense of humor?
But were you laughing just as hard?
Well, obviously not as much as before because I watched it already.
Were you more focused on like their reaction, like, hey, funny, huh?
I'm like hitting them, like,
hey, yeah, get it, you get
this is funny, huh? This is great, huh? Nieces?
That's what I told you, right? I told you,
the best movie, right? No, but one of my nieces, she actually watched it the second time too. She watched it with her friends.
Yeah.
And then the youngest niece, she never watched it. But I don't know. I don't think she was into it.
Are they fans of the movie?
The older niece, yeah. The older niece, she's a big fan of like Marvel and stuff. Yeah. You know what? The younger niece, she's like she's 12. She doesn't like not a big fan of like Marvel stuff. So maybe that's why.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably why. And maybe your other niece didn't want to laugh so much because nobody else was laughing that hard.
That's right. Okay. All right. We have a special guest today, Kevin.
Guest number 3.
Guest number 3. He is he's my former roommate. Very funny comedian. He's on a show called what is it called? It's called Crazy.
What's that?
What's the show called?
This is the detective one.
Pretty Hard Cases.
Pretty Hard Cases. Yeah,
that's it.
Not off to a
Pretty
great
Hard
start.
Cases.
Yeah. Not off to a great start.
I'm looking at my notes. I even have it here. Pretty hard. Oh, I do have it here. Stupid. Pretty Hard Cases.
You're probably like, oh, Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Women.
Pretty Woman
with Winona Ryder. Oh, I was gonna tell you this because it was my birthday last week.
Yes.
Right, and on Sunday, because you guys went to the beach. How was the beach?
The beach was good. It was hot, but at least the water was nice. It was a good time. Good seeing everybody again.
You know what? I was watching those videos on Instagram and stuff. I was like, dang, because I didn't know you got to bring your kids.
Yeah, it's a tough thing sometimes, but this time I was able to. The timing was right. So, and Frankie wanted to go. So, yeah, I just brought everyone and they had a good time.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, because I've never met Wyatt.
He sent you a birthday message. He's talking now.
Yeah. Oh, he's very articulate.
Full adult.
Articulate. Oh yes, no. So yeah, you guys went to the beach, but then on Sunday, because I was like, because my family's like, oh, we're gonna have your birthday at my parents' house, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, can we actually do it on Thursday, my actual birthday? Because I didn't have any shows.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Sunday's fine. Sunday's fine. I was like, okay, fine. And I was like, I can't go to the beach. Can't go to the beach.
How was it?
No, it was great. No, it was like a surprise. They threw it
Right.
so all my cousins and relatives were there. I'm like, oh my god, I had no idea.
Yeah. Your cousin Derwin messaged me and was like, hey, this is a long shot, but we're having like a surprise party for Ernie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he messaged me. I got like it was that morning on Sunday morning. I didn't get to see it till Thursday, or sorry, that evening. And I just recently replied back to him, just said, obviously we had something going on that day, but I hope you had a good time. Your picture says different, but the one that you posted on Instagram. But I hope you had a good time.
Oh wait, it was great. No, I just got it from remember you ever see Henry when he takes pictures?
Yeah. Our friend Henry.
It's so funny.
His face is so stoic in every picture for any occasion. It doesn't matter if it's happy or sad. It's the same look.
It's so funny. Yeah. So that's why I was like, because I had the big, they bought the big 40 balloons thing, and then all the kids were there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pretend like I don't want to be here. But the best part was the kids. You know how after they sing Happy Birthday,
yeah,
they go, "Are you one? Are you two?" Right?
They go all the way.
Yeah. So I was like, nope. And they're like, are you 4? I'm like, nope. 5. They kept going all the way.
They did the stone cold what? The what?
I'm like, nope. And they're like 39. I'm like, nope. And then they're like 40. And then I start crying. I was like, yeah, I guess so. But
our guest has arrived.
Oh,
hello. Did you guys already start?
Oh wait. Yeah.
You've already started the podcast.
Yeah. We just talk shit about
This is the banter part. It's the banter part.
Yeah, it's the banter.
You didn't miss anything.
I had to update Zoom. This is kind of cool what you guys got going on here, though. I like that background. That's cool. I should do too.
Because I upgraded my Zoom. It's like $20 a month. I'm like, you better fucking take advantage of this,
Yeah, let me do a
premium production.
Look at this.
There we go. Conference, gentlemen. Conference.
Where am I? Oh, immersive scene. Oh my gosh. This is pretty cool.
Social distancing.
No, so it looks like you're the guest. You're away from us.
Hey, I gotta lean on the table.
So Paul over here. No, you're looking. No, look. Yeah, there.
There we
Paul.
go. There we go.
Here you are.
Oh shit.
This is fun.
Big fan of the show.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
Paul.
you. Thank you,
Dying
Paul.
to be a guest.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, thanks, Paul, for coming. This is
Is this live streamed or you record it later?
Yeah, we recorded and then I put it out like maybe tomorrow or whenever I get
cool
time.
This is pretty cool though. I like these little immersive desks.
Yeah.
This is fun.
How come you're so much taller than Paul and I?
Oh, because I'm taller.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Paul, how tall are you, Paul? You're
6'5".
Oh, freak. Okay.
Yeah, Undertaker.
5'10". He's like Big Daddy Cool over here.
You're 5'6"?
5'10".
I'm like 5'3", 5'2".
Kev's like 4 or something.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if I adjust the camera. Oh, look how much taller you get.
Oh, maybe I should try. Let me try that here. Oh my gosh, that's
Pretty cool.
genius.
I'm coming up from the elevator.
Folks who are listening, we are playing.
Oh
with,
yeah, that's right.
the height.
This is also a podcast. We put this on YouTube, so we're hoping that people listening are like, "What the hell are they doing?" So it brings
like, I gotta see the YouTube.
We gotta see. This
You gotta watch the
gold
YouTube, folks,
right here.
if you want to get what we're doing right now.
100%.
Okay, no, let's go back. Let's go back to a normal thing.
What's the normal thing? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Nice. But I still got a little something fun happening.
Look at this guy. You're
There you go.
Where are you?
The Full House.
Where are
Golden
you
Gate
right now?
Bridge.
I'm in San Francisco right now. I'm just on some work stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But it's not like anything to do with comedy. It's more just like I'm kind of working. Well, I can't really give away too much details, but I'm doing a lot of stuff with the guys from Apple, Silicon Valley. We're kind of just developing some stuff. So yeah, that's why I'm in San Francisco.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Big fan of your Apple contributions, Paul.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, obviously I can't get too into it, but it's beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see if you're listening right now, but I do have a great view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Are you outside right now, or is this?
Yeah, I'm just outside right now. Just kind of I get better service out here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you know I can hear you properly, because isn't that the windy city?
No, Chicago.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Oh, that's right. I've never left Toronto. Anyways, Paul, speaking of Full House, I was telling Kev that we used to be roommates. We lived together for a couple of years at King and Bathurst, and our rooms were so close together because Paul, your room was the front, right? Before Sandro.
Yeah, for the first 2 months, I was just staying in Sandro's room. So our rooms were separated.
Connected. We're pretty much because Paul, it basically was like a house, but then the living room turned into a bedroom, right? So then I was there for a few months, and then I moved to the other room beside, and then Paul took my old room. So we were like really close. Like
the walls are thin.
The
there's a base
super thin.
Like there's actually like a door in between us, so
we could two double doors, not even just one door, double doors. So there was huge cracks. Like you could literally hear each other roll over in bed.
Yeah. So one time I was watching Full House. Paul, do you remember this? And then
yeah, I do.
He goes the next day. He's like, "Were you watching Full House last night?" I was like, "Yes." At 4 a.m. Yeah, that was me. Everywhere you.
I watch Full House all the time, though. It's my favorite. I got the tattoo.
What is
There's
that?
the house right there.
No way. The painted ladies.
It's the house from Full House, and the deck of cards is a Full House.
Nice.
Oh,
the hand is. Yeah, it's my favorite show.
Well, there you go.
It's the best show. Did you watch Fuller House?
I did. Yeah, of course.
Did you watch the ending?
I did. Yeah.
With Steve?
Yeah.
Did you cry too?
Yeah.
Same.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, Steve dies.
Aladdin dies?
It's a really weird twist that they did on the show. Pretty wholesome, especially Fuller House. And then at the end, Steve dies. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, it's too late. I'll just tell you what
it's
happened.
too late.
Yeah, Steve dies, and then DJ starts dating Viper, the guy from the band.
No.
Yeah,
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I stopped watching when it got like too political and
Yeah. And Viper's really into drugs too. So it's kind of scary because, I mean, as you know, DJ, at that point, she has kids of her own. And apparently Viper gets her into the drugs too. It takes a really weird twist in the last couple episodes.
Fuck.
The Olsen twins come back and they're doing drugs as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Uncle Joey becomes a dirty comic.
No.
He swear? He starts to swear?
Yeah. His bits are really, really dirty. And also he loves Trump. He does a lot of stuff, calls people snowflakes. So it takes a weird twist. Yeah. Really.
They want to get that mature demographic for sure.
Exactly that's what they were going for. Apparently Euphoria is based on Full House. Later episodes. Euphoria just picks up where Fuller House left off.
Paul, cut it out, Paul.
You got to do it. Yeah, you got to do the hand gesture. You got to do the hand gesture. How long did you guys live together for?
So probably about
at least 2 years.
2 years. So there's got to be some stories of like the blow ups, drama, tension between the roommates in 2 years.
Never ever between Ernie and I.
Yeah.
Or Ernie and anybody. I was saying this the other day that I was like, Ernie, you would know this as well. I'm like, Ernie, like, truly is like one of the nicest guys. But like, there's some people that it's like nice, but they're like obnoxiously nice, you know? And then there's some people that are nice and it's like they're like you don't really fully buy it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, good to see you. Yeah, awesome. You know, like Ernie's like never fake. But like if you know him and like the more you get to know him, you're like truly like at his core, he really is just like such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And like we were saying that the other day, we were like Ernie would never chirp somebody. I've never heard him, but like he would respond, you know?
Right.
So it's
right.
like so like you would never be the first one to like, I don't think like if like you showed up and like I was wearing a weird shirt, you would never be like, what's the deal with the shirt? You know what I mean? But but if we make fun of you, you come back and then you will go back and forth, but you never, you're always nice. Like you never really initiate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, you're Cobra Kai. You know, oh yeah, for sure. You have the skills.
I strike when I get struck.
That's exactly when you get struck in.
I don't.
Exactly. I forget why we brought it up, but yeah, we were like, he's the nicest guy. So no, there's no blow-ups, but so Ernie and I lived next to each other for like 2 months, and then like we said, like that wall was like divided. You could hear everything that was happening.
Everything.
So then when
everything, Kevin.
Sandro, everything. So when our buddy, when our buddy Sandro moved back in, I took the room that Ernie was in, and then Sandro was in this other room, so we can hear everything. And like sometimes I'd have early mornings or auditions and stuff, and Sandro would like stay up till 4 a.m. and me and him butted heads like great. And then we had 2 other roommates, Ernie and our buddy Morgan, were upstairs. And I remember one in particular time, me and Sandro got at it real bad. I mean, like Sandro's like my best friend, like to this day, like we're still super close and stuff like that. That's just like brotherly stuff. But we were like, Sandro and I were going at it really bad, like huge argument. But because the house is so small, I remember you telling me that you and Morgan were texting each other, like, you hearing this? And you're like, oh yeah. And you guys are like commentating on us arguing. You were just sitting there.
We're just in our rooms. We're like, can we go downstairs now?
Like mom and dad are fighting.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
Yeah, but we're all comedians, so we're able to like laugh things off pretty quickly, because you can't just have the tension of like being angry. Like you always just want to get back to being funny. So somebody's got to make a joke, and that's it.
No, but I remember Sandro, like, because I'm upstairs and he would like blast his music, like sometimes in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the fuck? And it's waking me up. I'm like the furthest.
Yeah, and it'd be right next to me, and we would just like, we would go at it. It was never like, hey, can you turn that down a little bit? Like it was like, it would always go 0 to 100. Just at each other.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we had some wild parties in that house too.
Oh yeah. Ones. I was telling the guy Greg Pallone. Yeah, we were talking about that house and like how because we filmed a short. It was called Hood MD.
Yes.
Right. That was the brainchild of you and Natish, and then we filmed it at the house. Basically, it's about you're 2 doctors. You're both doctors, right?
No, he was a pharmacist, but neither of us are like legally doctors, right? But it was just like it took place in Detroit.
yeah. So it's like a ghetto. It's like a ghetto hospital kind of thing.
And because they don't have free healthcare in America, we've provided free healthcare. So like we would do like paper mache casts and this and that. And then when they needed like to hit the pharmacy after, we'd be like, oh, you should get some edibles to help with the pain. And then they would go to the Tish, and the Tish would be the pharmacy.
Right. Oh yeah. And then I was the ambulance driver, but it was just
And
my
you were the
car.
ambulance- Yeah. But you were like the Uber driver.
I'm the Uber driver. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like a makeshift hospital. It's a pretty good idea.
No, but I was telling Greg, I was like, yeah, our house was so ghetto that to film to make it look like Detroit, we actually had to clean it up.
Yeah.
Look more like New Orleans during like Katrina.
It's crazy. I remember I shoveled the kitchen once.
Oh my God, Paul, you honestly, like the house was so shit, but the rent was like $350, right?
Yeah,
so I don't regret it at all. No air conditioning, no heater. No
I would have
regrets.
done it for another year or two. I would have done it.
It was it was so fun. It was like going to what's it called? Like, you see like a Saved by the Bell college years.
Mhm.
That you live in you're in a
Frat house?
Frat house, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what that's when that's what it felt like to me. I was like, this is like the frat house, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super frat house. Definitely.
No,
Painted
Paul, I
over.
remember because I took over for Dan Gyrie.
Yeah.
So Dan was leaving, right? So I remember he's like, yeah, come check out the house tomorrow, right? And then I go there, and then the door's open,
Yeah.
right? Remember we didn't have any keys. We didn't.
Yeah.
We never locked the doors.
Never once. I lived in that house for 2.5 years. I never had a key.
Never had a key. Kev, the door was always unlocked or just open. How crazy is that?
In the summer, open.
It's open, yeah, because it's hot.
Yeah.
So I go to Dan's to see the house with Dan, but Dan wasn't there yet. He's like, "Oh, I'm running late," but it's like, "You can meet me upstairs." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, just open the door." I'm like, okay. So I go upstairs. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" There's like filth everywhere, right? And then but he's like, "It's $350 and you get parking." I'm like, "You know what? I'm in. I want to come. I want to live downtown. Great spot." No, but then check this out. So then that day that we were there, it started raining, right? And there's a leak in the kitchen, right? So as I'm leaving, I'm like, yeah, I'll get you the first and last deposit, whatever. And then I look back at Dan, and then he's like mopping. He's mopping the kitchen because it's like leaking. And then I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah. Also too, like we had the one bathroom, and bathroom, if you looked up, like the bathroom, there was nothing you could do. Like you could maybe try and clean your room and stuff like that, but like there was nothing. The bathroom, we could do everything we could to clean it. That bathroom was a disaster, no matter what.
It was doomed. Like, it was doomed.
Yeah.
It was doomed. And then in the roof, there was like a massive hole, and in Ernie's room, so Ernie's room connected to the bathroom. If you were quiet, I don't know how you slept through this and didn't go crazy. If you were quiet in Ernie's room at all times, you would just hear squirrels running around in the roof. Because if we were out in the summer, you could see them. We would see them, and I'm telling you, every 30 seconds. It wasn't like on the hour, like it was every 30 seconds. If you're in the backyard, you'd see a squirrel come or go into like these little holes. And the holes, they'd be in the roof above Ernie's room, right? And I remember there was this huge ripped hole in the bathroom, and so many times you just be showering or going to the bathroom, you just look up and there'd just be like a squirrel looking at you.
Really?
Birds? Remember the
raccoons?
birds?
Raccoons. Oh yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, we randomly birds just flew in.
Kevin. One time, who let the birds in? Was it me?
It was just me and you. The door was open. They flew in.
Yeah, what happened? I totally forgot.
And I was
like, the door's not open. The door's not locked. So let's go in.
Yeah, there was two of them, and we heard them. We could hear them chirping, and then we're like, "Are they in the house?" And then me and you were looking around, and then we were downstairs, and right as we thought that, they flew over us, and we were freaking out.
Yeah.
So we got them trapped. We trapped them in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Hey, whatever. We can't leave them in the bathroom. It's somebody else's problem," because we had to do a show, right?
Yeah. So we both left. Yeah.
So we both left. We went and did shows, but we forgot. And then I remember the next morning, I was like, "Wait, what happened with the birds?" Right? And then you were like, "I don't know. I thought you did something." I was like, "I didn't do anything." Then we talked to Morgan, our other roommate, and he was just like, "Yeah, why were there birds in the house?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "I came home," but he said he was hammered. So he came home and he said that they were in his room, and he was just like, "I'll deal with it in the morning." He said he went to sleep, and when he woke up, they were just sitting on his dresser. He was like, "Okay." And then eventually they just like flew out on their own accord.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah, I remember
How
that
you
meme.
guys got anything done? You're troopers. You're
Yeah.
troopers.
Well, it was good for stand up because there's not really, you know what? Like, in all honesty, like I feel like in a sense, it was potentially like more productive
Yeah.
because you're not, it's not a nice place.
Mhm.
Kind of the only thing you can do. We didn't have a family room, right? So there's a kitchen that you can go in to eat, but for the most part, it kind of makes it so that you're like, you always should, like, I mean, you don't want to just sit around at home because it's not comfortable. So we'll go out and do shows all the time and we're really
Right.
close. And then when you are home, it's like, I'm not just gonna like sit and relax. It's not a relaxing environment. So it's like better to just be like, I would paint a lot
Yeah.
or just write, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
done.
that's why. Yeah, yeah, that's why, Kev. I would go to Starbucks for like 2 hours
Gotcha. Now I
Right.
get it.
because I just
Yeah.
don't want to be in that house. And like
Yeah.
the washroom's so much cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of the painting, though, Paul, as I was just, obviously doing a little bit of research because you were
Mhm.
coming on,
Mhm.
you're a pretty badass artist, man. Like I saw some of the fine art
Yeah.
on your Instagram. It's good stuff.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I have no shows tonight, so it's a rare one. So then I'll just paint all night tonight.
You have some right
Nice.
there in your background, right? In your
Um,
room.
yeah, of course. Yeah, there's stuff
Yeah, just
everywhere.
like just walk in, just step inside from
Yeah, from
the Golden Gate
what can
Bridge.
I wonder if there's anything here. There's that I could bring her. Like there's this one I'm working on right here. Shah Rukh Khan. Oh, it just cut out the background.
Yeah.
That lets you know that lets you know that I did a good job.
Seriously.
It thinks it's a person. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here, and yeah, just always painting. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I transitioned hard in that house. If you look at even in 1 year when I moved into that house, it was the same deal. Like, how am I going to live here? Part of me thought it would just be temporary, but the first week that I moved into that house, a lot of you guys were gone, so I was kind of on my own, and I didn't have an easel or anything, but I went to Dollarama and got some stuff, and I would just sit on the floor and just paint. And I look at some of those paintings in comparison to like when I left that house, like they weren't good paintings. Like I don't even know how I could describe or if I could find one or something like that, but they weren't good. And we lived there for like 2.5 years. And by the time I left that house, I'd already sold paintings for thousands of dollars and like was already like in the rhythm, So a lot can happen in 2 years when you put yourself through hell.
When you have nothing else, yeah, when you have nothing else to do.
Yeah, when you have nothing else to do and just like, and it's inspirational too. Like, I don't know, it's really good as an artist. Like that house was just because it also makes you like less materialistic. You're not like in this fancy condo, when you're in like a shitty house, it's like you have to create the beauty through like art, when you're in a condo, like you sit and you watch a movie, it's nice, it's relaxing. And we didn't really sit and watch. Everything was practical. Now that I think about that, because I didn't have a TV there either. And if I watched a movie, I'd watch it on my phone. And that means when you watch a movie on your phone, I can't go on my phone. And I'm holding my phone up close like this. So I'm not getting like sucked into like the sound or the cinematography. So it just really made me like focus on like if I was watching something like filmmaking and this and that. That house was a great, like a lot of writing. That's where I got Just for Laughs in that house stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, that actually makes sense because my old remember, Paul, you've been to the other condo in Etobicoke?
The
remember
one
with Keith?
that you're at? Yeah.
Super nice. So nice. But I felt like creatively, I wasn't like, you know what I mean? I wasn't as like creative because it was such a nice place. Like that's why I was telling Kev, like when I moved here, this place is not that nice, but like I feel like I should be outside. I'm always going out. But at Etobicoke, I'm like, I'm so comfortable that I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here. It's so nice here.
Yeah. And you'll just, it's crazy. Our phones are like, it's nuts how much of a. I was saying this the other day to Chris, to one of our friends, and it's like nuts to think, but like, because like I don't know if like you guys are like this, but like for me, like I'll admit, and it's like it sucks to admit it, but it's like it's like a drug, like anything else. Like a lot of my day gets eaten up on that Instagram and on Facebook and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then you don't even notice it happening, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, okay, yeah, like I don't have a show for another 3 hours. Like, okay, I should paint, I should clean a little bit. And then like and I don't even notice it. And I'm like, wait, I have an hour and a half left. And now I'm like scrambling to get things done. You're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also too, like you look back on it and it's like, it wasn't a productive 90 minutes. Like I just somehow was just stuck in memes and sharing this and then this YouTube video and this. And like, you can just get so sucked into your phone. And I was
For
like,
sure.
saying that it's like, it's funny because this sounds like a sketch idea, but it's like, I really think this will be the reality coming down the road. It's like, if you were to make a sketch, you know how there's like AA, like Alcoholics Anonymous and blah, blah, blah. Like if there was a meeting like that, an anonymous meeting, same way that they do it for like narcotics and stuff, for people that got too into like social media and stuff, it's like, that sounds funny, but I really think that's going to be reality.
Oh,
I
for
know
sure.
people that are 4 or 5 hours. That's a big deal. You know, that's like, how's that any different than like doing heroin and then you just like fall asleep and you're a zombie for 5 hours? It's like, that's the same, you know, and I don't think we're really seeing the seriousness of it. It's so wild. So
it's crazy because I was telling Ernie a bunch of episodes back, one of the things that gives me the most anxiety is on a Sunday when the phone will give me a report.
Right.
Right.
Screen
it's
time?
like, oh, you spent, the screen time report. And you're just like, holy shit.
So bad. Yeah, mine's bad.
Yeah.
Right? And you think, oh, maybe is that the week? No, that's per day. That's per day.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy to think about like that in our lifetime, and not even just as like little kids, but fully in our lifetime. There was time, like when I was in high school, all throughout high school, there was no smartphones yet.
Right.
And I just think, I'm like, what did I do? So I just woke up and got out of bed. And I can't even imagine that. Like, I can't imagine, like, even if sometimes I'll try and charge my phone in a different room to really try and create good habits, but you still wake up and you're like, I'm getting out of bed just so I can check my phone.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, I was gonna tell you the story. So last night we did the corner.
Yeah.
And so we did. Remember? So Kev, Paul was on the other show too in Kensington.
Okay.
So we got like free drinks there, right? And then I walked over. I stumbled. I'm like so drunk. I stumbled over to the corner, and then I was getting drinks there too. Remember, like people were buying me drinks, like shots.
Yeah.
Right. And then Paul got me a drink, and then I was so trashed that like not super trashed, but like I think we remember we walked to like the subway after.
Yeah.
And then but I got home.
Well, I didn't walk to the subway after with you.
Oh yeah. No, you got an Uber, right?
Those drinks caught up to me too. I did 3 shows last night, and it's like, you're just kind of like, I don't know, I can go to a show and have 1 or 2 drinks, and that's not a big deal. Sometimes I go to shows and people are buying drinks and this and that, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get drunk at the show. But I consciously was just like, I'm just going to have 1 or 2 drinks. But every show I have 1 or 2 drinks. And then at the corner after the show, we had a drink or 2, and there were some shots happening and stuff. It caught up to me. I was definitely drunk. I'm like, I should just Uber, you know? But let me ask you this, because it's on my mind, like etiquette wise. So we went to the street meet with Keisha. And there was like, we got like hot dogs, right? And I thought I would have time to eat it before the Uber came.
Oh yeah.
So I got the hot dog, but then I had like onions and sauerkraut on it, which I know like smells, and it's like also kind of like a little bit messy. So then I was like, all right, whatever, I guess I'll eat it in the Uber. And then I got into the Uber and I was like holding the hot dog. And then I thought, I'm like, even if I'm super careful, I feel like the Uber driver, like it's rude. It's rude if I just start eating the hot dog, you know? And then if onions fall, then you're like, this guy, it's like a nice clean, like he has a nice car.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't think he wants you just like eating a hot dog covered in onions in the back. So for 20 minutes in the drive, I just sat holding the and all I could think about was, I was like, is this the move?
Yeah, I would do that.
Like, I don't know if it smells, but what's more polite? More polite, I should have just not had the food in the car.
No, but because like when I would drive Uber,
right?
I'd be like, eat whatever you want, but like if you're eating like with onions and stuff, like it's gonna fall. It's gonna like, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you eat crackers, there's gonna be crumbs.
Yeah, and I never thought about that, but I'm like, I'm very conscious in the Ubers. Sometimes you take Ubers with people and you're like, nothing makes me more anxious than like people just come in and just, can you play this song? And they turn it up. And I'm like, I'm very like on, like, I'm just like, I want to be a good passenger. I don't know why. It's just, I don't.
The driver rates you too.
I know he does, yeah, but I'm not worried about my rating. My rating's good. So it's not even for that. I mean, of course it is for that, but like also too, like I just don't like being overly rude. And then I thought about that too. I never thought about that till last night, but it's like for sure when you're driving 3 a.m. King Street, the amount of drunk people that just get in with a huge poutine and they're also like drunk and then they're like sharing it or like shawarma and the sauce is everywhere. You know, I never thought that probably happens all the time, right?
I think you made the right play. Play.
Yeah. Better.
There's nothing worse than cleaning up the onions. If it smells for a bit, that's fine. But if he's finding sauerkraut and onions in between the seats,
Yeah. And sauce or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, remember when, because I used to do Uber Eats after shows downtown when we lived together?
The best.
It was the best, Kev, because back in the day, because now with the pandemic, you could just leave the food on the door.
Yeah.
I leave, right? But back in the day, you had to find the guy. So if I deliver to your house, I have to give it to you, or else there's no delivery, right?
Yeah.
So so many times at night, because I'll be doing it like 3-4 in the morning, and I'd deliver it to someone's like condo or whatever, and like they won't answer the door because they pass out.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Free food.
So many nights I'd have like pizzas and like poutines, and then I'll text Paul like, "Yo, you hungry? Are you awake?" He's like, "Yeah." Just like, that's all. I'll drop it off.
Yeah, we were late night guys then too. I'd be up late. A lot of those lined up perfectly. I'd get into a zone. I'd be painting. I wouldn't even realize it's 4 a.m. and I haven't eaten at all. Ernie would message me and he's like, "Are you up?" I'd be like, "Oh, I hope this is the right thing that's going." I'd be like, "Yes." You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Are you hungry?" I'd be like, "Let's go." And some of them were nuts.
Yeah.
Like there were $80 orders. Sometimes you would show up, it'd be like 2 pizzas, wings, drinks. It was like
shawarma.
Shawarma.
It was so good.
Yeah. I remember you told me once that a girl ordered, wasn't it like a cookie or a McFlurry and a cookie?
McFlurry. And she was like, yeah.
She just ordered just a McFlurry.
And I was like, "Oh." Yeah, so I delivered to her, and then I'll have to be like, "Are you okay?" It was like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you good?"
I just wanted a McFlurry and a cookie.
But I guess, honestly, like, yeah, why not, right? If you have the money.
Okay. Oh, Paul, yeah, I was going to tell you the story. So last night, I was so drunk that I took the subway home, right? And then I came home, and then I was watching wrestling because it's Wednesday. And I was so drunk, I passed out. I woke up at 4 a.m., right? Still in my clothes. And then I'm like, what the fuck happened? And then, check this out. I started looking for my phone, and I'm like, where the fuck is my phone? Because you know what I mean? And then, because I'm like, if I lose it, it's 4 a.m. How am I going to call it? You know what I mean? There's no one I can wake up and be like, "Can you call my phone? I can't find it." And then I'm like, it sobered me up. It woke me up. And I'm like running around because I'm like retracing my steps. And I was like, I was fully about to go to like walk to the subway station. And like I probably dropped it somewhere, right? But then luckily I remember that on my watch there's a thing where it says you can ping your phone. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
You have the iWatch?
Yeah, the Apple Watch.
Oh, you
Apple
do?
Watch,
okay, well.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Holy shit!" It was in the couch.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I was like,
yeah.
But how high was your anxiety level?
It was so. I was gonna run. I was about to run outside, check the elevator. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then that's why I'm like, last night it was too much. Those shots that I got.
I couldn't really tell, but that's the funny thing is like some people you just can't really tell. But you never seem drunk at any point.
No, but it just creeped up on me like after the hot dogs.
But I felt it on stage though.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, you just kind of feel like you start to go into like autopilot.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even focus, and then you're just like, and you can hear yourself slurring words and stuff, and you're like,
uh-oh. Where's the light?
I know. I know. I was telling Kev like that's why a few weeks ago I was actually trying to not drink before shows, just to, like, especially when you know when I do like crowd work and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll forget like people's names and stuff.
Right.
But
Yeah, and I also just find like this is one of the biggest things I find is like if I'm going up, right, and I'll always still plan like a little set list before.
mhm.
So let's say if it's 15 minutes, it'll probably be like 4 or 5 jokes, right?
Right.
And I'll plan out their order. If I'm drunk, that's the exact order that I'm gonna do. Just bing, 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 bing.
Mhm.
And when I'm sober, I'll notice that like the way that they react to the first joke, I'll be like, no, do this joke instead. And I'll just do like a whole bunch of like, because my brain's working faster that I can like this, that I can be halfway through a joke and just be like, you know what, let's just move on to the, and I can just move things around. And it's like the sets are amazing. It's that's how you can hit the 95%, 100%. Like that's what I would rate it.
Yeah.
And I notice like if I'm drinking, which is still cool, but it's like you're never gonna get above 80% when drinking. I have good sets, and I used to like even a couple of years ago just think like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I can be hammered and go on stage, but I'm noticing it's just like it's just not as good. I can do it, and I can do really well too, but not like it's nothing special. It's just like just really good, but it's not like there's no magic.
Yeah. That's why tonight I am probably gonna drink though. Anyways,
Yeah,
I say this now.
yeah, but one or two, it's like
yeah, not those shots. I just can't say
No.
no to shots.
Yeah, the shots are the best.
But
Birthday shots.
Exactly.
Paul, when we lived together, Kev was a huge fan of yours.
Oh, Scarborough Doctor.
Scarborough Doctor.
Oh,
No.
I don't know how many, Paul. I can't tell you how many times I watched it. There's like 60,000 plus views on that thing. I want to say 1,000 of those are probably me.
That's amazing.
That thing, I Ernie told me about it. I watched it. I called him back, and I was like, that shit was hilarious.
It's so funny. It's so
Hilarious.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that was so cool to be able to do because like yeah, it was cool because like it went like a little viral, but it was like viral Toronto specific.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. And that first week too, when it happened, like it was like it got released and like close friends and everybody was like, this is really good. And like that was cool. Like my inbox was kind of blowing up with just like people that knew me. And then it was like within that 24 hours, it was all of a sudden like getting close to like 1 million views on Facebook and a bunch of strangers and this and that.
Yeah.
And then Ryan, the guy who directed it, Ryan Long, we went to like lunch. I remember with him.
I was there.
You were there, right?
I was there.
At like on Queen Street, right?
Yeah, the taco
And it
place.
was like, yeah, nonstop. A guy came out of the kitchen, the server, every single person passing the table was like, you're the Scarborough Doctor.
Are you Scarborough Doctor?
And then that lasted for like, I mean, that kept happening over the next couple of days. And I remember just thinking like, wow, like, this is what it is. I've worked my whole life acting and doing comedy, and then finally it's like, you just need that one to hit. And like, here we go, like people were messaging me about shows and this. And I was like, finally, like, it's my big break, like my life is up. And that's the crazy thing about the internet is like 4 or 5 days later, that was done.
Right.
No, I saw.
Once every 2 months, people would be like, oh, are you the Scarborough Doctor? And they take pictures and this and that. But for that first 4 or 5 days, it was full like celebrity. Like anywhere I went, a bunch of people would recognize me. And I was loving it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because my episode was the first one. What's it called? Which one? What was it called? Trinity Bellwoods.
Trinity Bellwoods, yeah.
Yeah. So then everyone's like, oh my god, because I thought our video was going viral, but then Scarborough Doctor came out, the next one, and that went like 1 million quick. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So it was that summer was like it was like so much fun because like they would call me like the cans guy.
Yeah.
Remember I'd go on like I'd go on Tinder and then because it was like a GIF, the cans.
Yeah.
So I'd send every match like the cans GIF.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, you're the cans guy.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think it was probably a little too late, but I remember you telling me that. And then this was probably like 2 months after Scarborough Doctor came out. I took a screenshot of me from the video and I put it in my Tinder.
Yeah.
But I don't think not even once did somebody. Oh no, actually, I think I matched with like 2 or 3 girls, and they were like hot too. So I was like sick, and they're like, "That's you in the video," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd be like, "Oh, ha ha ha, it's so funny," and I'd be like, "Thanks," and they'd be like, you did a really good job." I'd be like, "Thank you," and then they just unmatch, and I'd be like, "Okay."
No, they're probably intimidated. They're like, Scarborough Doctor won't date me.
No, this is out of my league.
He's out of my
No,
league.
no, I think they just wanted to like just be like, "Yeah, you're funny," and then that was it, you know. Well, the other thing is too that happens a lot is like, especially for me, this used to happen all the time, but because I'm a little bit higher energy on stage, and I'm a little bit like, I don't know, you know, I'm harder on stage. I'm a softer guy in reality, you know.
Yeah.
And but on stage, I'm like unapologetic. I'm a bit aggressive, blah, 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 right? And a lot, like, not as much anymore, but there used to be times where, like, especially when I was young too, because that's the contrast was even like when I was young, I was even more like dirty on stage and wild and this and that. And then like I was even shyer off stage. But so many times where like girls would come up and like, "That was so funny." And you'd be like, "Yeah." And like, "Oh, thank you." You know, and you talk for like a minute and then they'd be like, "Yeah, you're not the same as you are on stage." You're kind of
Yeah.
and then it would just be over. Yeah. So you got to think that's cool. You got to think both worlds are cute. But so many times girls are like just disappointed that you're not funny off stage.
JJ put that in my head. I don't know, because remember we used to do shows at Imperial?
Yeah.
Imperial Pub. And then one time we hit it off. Like there was like a bunch of girls. And then they asked me and JJ to come to this other bar beside the Ossington. Remember is it Black Betty or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, "Oh, we're going to Black Betty." Something like that, yeah. So they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's this bar in Ossington." We're like, "Yeah, we're going to." Then JJ's like, he's like, "No, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go walk my dogs." I'm like, "All right, fine, I'm going to go." He's like, "Be careful." Because they only like you because you're on stage and you're in the show still, right?
Right.
And I'm like, you're stupid, right? Yo, but then check this out. So we go to the bar, right? So I meet them there, and then they're with their other friends, right? Like guys too. And then I'm like, "Hey, what's up? I'm here," right? and then they're like, "Oh, everyone's like, who's this guy?" I'm like, "Oh, he was the comedian in Imperial. He was so funny." And then I'm just standing there like, "Oh, the magic's gone."
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm just like another dude. I'm another dude at the bar.
Yeah, you can answer questions about comedy for like a little bit, and that's kind of cool.
No, but if those guys weren't at the show, they don't care.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, and maybe with them, you can get into like a completely different conversation. You can start vibing, and that's cool. But the amount of times that's happened where it's like, "You should come to my friend's house," and then you go and there's 6 other people who are already drunk, already doing their own thing, you know, and they're like, "He was so funny." They're like, "Who cares?"
Yeah, we weren't there.
Everyone else that wasn't at the show, they're like, "Why did you invite this guy?" Like,
yeah.
Who is this guy? It's so awkward, you know?
Yeah.
And then
for you guys, like, I mean, like when you guys do your sets, obviously you do, like Paul, you said you did 3, Ernst, you do like multiple shows every night. I mean, after you come off stage, after at the end of the night, aren't you just physically, mentally, emotionally just drained? Or are you still riding a high?
It depends, right?
Yeah.
Last night, yeah, but that's probably because of the drinking.
Right.
And then even if I'm sober, if you do 2 45-minute sets, yeah, you are kind of drained. Yeah, for sure. It's still like nice to like hang out with friends and stuff, but you're not really going to. But like if I do a packed show and I'm doing 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and again, I'm not drinking that much and I just like absolutely kill it, I'm pretty jacked up. Like I'm ready to go. Yeah, you know, if I come straight home after that, that's a really weird feeling of depression. It's like, because it sounds like a good thing, but there is sometimes. That's one of the biggest things with alcohol in comedy, because every like September I won't drink, right? So then for the month, no matter what, even if I'm doing shows, like I've done frat shows and stuff where they're like all the drinks are free and I just like have to be sober, which a lot of comedians are sober, so it's like poor me, right? But one thing I notice whenever I'm adjusting back to like being sober is doing like an absolutely killer set, and then you're buzzing and everyone's saying good job and this and that. When you get home and no one's there and it's just quiet, you're like, it's weird. You're like, if I just could have
yeah.
one or two drinks
I
right
think
now.
I
to,
think
like,
they call
wind
that
down.
like I think it's called. I mean, again, I not to your guys' level, but like I would do speeches or whatever it is, hosting events, and they get the same thing. And when you come home, you just feel like, yeah, it's like a depression. But I think they call that for some reason imposter syndrome. I think that's what they call it. Like you feel like I don't know.
You know what I think imposter syndrome is? I might be wrong too, but I think imposter syndrome is like, I think this is what it is. It's like when you're on like a balcony of a condo, that you know you're not going to jump, but you think about jumping.
Right. Okay.
And it's like super normal for that to happen. But just like you'll be in the middle of the grocery store and it's like, 9 a.m. A lot of old people are shopping and you just think like, what if I just yelled the F word right now? I think that's imposter syndrome.
Okay. Yeah. But I kind of relate to what you're saying there, Paul, because I mean, like you get all those praises, then you go home and it's just like, why do I feel like kind of sad or depressed or something, like whatever it is?
Yeah. Well, because it's just like the buzz. It's like even just like when you're at a loud bar and everything's going good too. When you get home, it's just quiet.
Yeah.
So you're like, what do I do now? And that's where it's like best to like, I guess, like ride the wave, keep working, or you gotta, because even if you watch a movie, I guess like your mind's racing now and stuff. So it's
all jacked.
Yeah. But it's nice. It's good to have, But yeah, alcohol will like definitely kill that. But at the same time, that's a gift and a curse, and more so a curse.
Right.
That's another thing I noticed sober is like if I am drinking and I do a show and it goes really well, you're like, nice. That was good. The show went well. So that's cool, blah, blah, blah. And you continue on with the night and you're happy that the show went well. But if I'm super sober and the show goes well, it's like, oh yeah, like you walk off and you're like buzzing from it. You're like, man, I love comedy. And like, you're just like, you get this and it's like, yeah, you can do well drunk, but the buzz you get after from doing well, like you've just numbed it out. It doesn't mix well with alcohol.
Yeah. Like the high of being on stage and like killing is like, totally bad. It's totally different than like being drunk or whatever.
Totally. And if you're drunk, you're not going to feel that high. It doesn't really mix well. It dulls it down a lot. It does not enhance that high.
Yeah.
But what is nice though, which is the ultimate, and it should be the only way we go about it, but it's not that easy sometimes. But if you are sober and you kill a show and then you get to drinking after, that kind of does enhance it. Because you're like, yeah, you feel so good after the good set. And then like,
celebration kind of thing.
Yeah, to celebrate, that's better than to have just already been drunk right off the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one question because this is the one thing I couldn't find the answer to. A lot of the people who were promoting you, they said that you were the voice of Wishbone.
Yeah.
Now, I again, I tried to see if there were other Wishbone shows, but the only Wishbone show that I know of is the one that was on like PBS or whatever it was with the Jack Russell dog.
Yeah.
Is that like a running joke thing, or were you actually the voice of Wishbone?
I mean, if this was anywhere else, but Ernie knows the truth. But like, yeah, it's a running joke. Okay. But I said it. I think it might have been me and Ernie that started that joke, but it was like years ago.
Because I'm gonna tell you, Paul. I was at work and I was like, okay, look, it's one website said, one comedy place said he was the voice of Wishbone for 3 seasons. And then another one said he was the voice of Wishbone for season 3. And then I looked it up on IMDb and I'm like, there's only fucking two seasons of Wishbone here. So I don't know.
Wishbone didn't even talk.
Yeah, he did. The dog. Yeah, the dog talked.
He talked?
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, there was a voice.
I realized that you did after, but that's the first time I've heard that. That makes that even funnier. I didn't know there was only 2 seasons because I've always distinctly said that I was the voice of Wishbone for 3 seasons. But it's in all of my bios. And there's a lot of people. There's people who I'm good friends with that they don't know that's not true.
Yeah, you were on like I can't remember which it's like the Cannabis Church podcast, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he just mentioned it and you just kind of laughed it off. And I was like, why isn't Paul going into that? Because I mean, like, that's huge. And then I was also thinking, like, how fucking old is Paul? Because that shit was like in 1997, 1998.
The voice. And the voice of Wishbone, I think, is clearly a man too. So like, I
yeah, and that's what I YouTube like the old episodes. I was able to find that pretty easily, and I'm like I hear the Scarborough Doctor. I hear him on like the roast battles. This does not sound even remotely close to what Paul Thompson sounds like. So I'm just like, there was a movie, there was 2 seasons of Wishbone, and then a movie. So I was like, I'm gonna ask him if he was in the movie. Maybe that's what it is.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. That's awesome.
and I mean, like, that's the thing about Canada too. It's just like, I guess kind of like maybe that's what's funny about that to me too, is like at the end of the day, like what do any of our credits matter?
Yeah.
So I feel like in the States where it does matter, like if you were like, I was the voice of Bart Simpson, they'd be like, no, you weren't. But for me to like say like a Canadian show, if I was like, yeah, I was on Degrassi for 2 seasons, people would just be like, okay. Like 99% of people are just gonna be like, cool. You know what I mean?
I tell you, man, I was on a hunt because like I looked it up and like I typed in Wishbone cast, and then the voice was some other dude. I'm like, why would they leave him out? Because that's a key role. He's like a main lead in this. Why wouldn't Paul be in this? So I was like, I was hesitant to ask because I didn't know if it was a touchy subject, but now I know.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years. I'm not going to stop saying it either.
No, please don't, man. Please, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I like trolling a lot. So funny.
No, but you were on Roast Battle Canada because our last guest was Crystal Ferrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she just came on after she did the show. But I just want to ask you about Pretty Hard Cases on CBC. It's coming back?
Yeah, they're working on season 3 right now. Yeah.
Nice.
But I probably won't be in it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Maybe season 4, bring back my character, but yeah, right now I don't think I'm coming back.
No, but I remember I was talking to you like a couple years ago, and you're like, "No, I don't think they're gonna bring me back." But then they brought you back.
Yeah, they brought me back, and then I was in season 2 a bunch. But our characters, like, so I don't know. There wasn't like definitively an episode where we got fired, or maybe there was, but like I wasn't in it or something. But like some of the last scenes that I was doing in season 2, we were like getting in trouble at work for fireable stuff. So, I was hoping in season 3 we would still be around, but we started kind of becoming like bad. We were kind of corrupt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that like there would still be like lines and we were still going to be there as like kind of the bad guys. But I assume that that's what happened, was our characters they just moved on. So yeah, I mean, it sucks. It was fun, but who knows? You never know, right? It was really fun to do, and maybe we come back in season 4. Well,
we'll see. I'll ask Ray. Your
ask
partner,
Ray, yeah.
Ray Lawrence. You know what? Actually, huh?
I don't know if Ray might be in it too, but I don't think so, because me and Ray were like, all of our scenes were mainly together. So
you actually live like I don't know if he still lives here, but he actually lived like DuPont and just north of me. So I don't know if he's still there. I'm gonna ask him.
No, he's not there anymore. No.
He's not there anymore? Oh.
No. I know that he moved. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was fun. I don't know. Hasn't been a lot of acting lately. The pandemic kind of messed things up. So in the meantime, it's kind of like put some fire. I should have started earlier, but now I'm just like making sketches and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have more coming out, because I love acting. Acting at the end of the day, it's like, out of all the art forms, comedy and stuff, it probably would still be my favorite, out of painting and doing this. I love acting so much. So I got to make my own stuff now, and we'll see what happens,
Maybe you can bring back Scarborough Doctor.
Yeah.
Well, we did Scarborough Lawyer. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, but Scarborough Lawyer wasn't as popular. Something about the doctor. I think maybe, Chris and
That's
I too.
So funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man. Like you can watch it a million times, and it's funny every single time.
I love that.
Your mom calls you?
Yeah, and that was the best part.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor now, Mom.
No, I told you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The accent drops. If you haven't watched it, you got to just type it on YouTube, Scarborough Doctor.
So good.
You won't regret it.
Paul, yeah, every time I talk about you to Kev, he's like, "Who's Paul?" I'm like, Scarborough Doctor. He's like, oh fuck
The
yeah.
Scarborough, a lot of people, yeah, are like that. Their friends will know me and they'll be like, the Scarborough Doctor, you know? I'm like, I don't know. You hear about stuff like, again, I guess if it was my whole life or whatever, and it's like kind of what you work towards, but like, I don't see a world, especially now that like I'm older and I'm still trying to go for this, but like you hear worlds where like if people were to call someone the character from their TV show, that they'd just like be really annoyed with it and stuff.
Right.
But like, man, if friends of mine, like their friends are always like, they don't know my name and they'll still like just be like, hey, Scarborough Doctor and this and that. And every time I'm pumped,
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
that's
of
my
course.
dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like never like, you meet like we met Adam Sandler the other day.
Oh,
Oh,
Sandman.
there we go.
And you think about that where you're like, I don't want to talk to him about his movies or like bring up his movies. He probably hates that. But like me personally, like
I love
anybody
it,
saw
yeah.
a sketch or something I was in, it's like, yeah, of course, I would love talking about that all
Yeah.
day. However, I'm not famous, so it's not everywhere I go that's coming up. But I mean,
Did you happen to meet Sandler on like off chance, or was there something you guys were working on?
I was doing a show and he came in to watch the show.
Was it the corner?
Yeah. Yeah. So he came and he watched the show, and then he came up to me after, said he thought it was really funny. And then I saw him again in the alley. He just, once again was just saying he loved it. And he was like, yeah, it makes me want to get up there and write some stuff down and, hop back up there.
Did he want a spot on the show, or he didn't?
No, but he's thinking, because obviously he could have, but
yeah,
he's thinking about coming back, and he probably will, because he's here for a little bit. He's working on a movie in Toronto.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, you could have inspired him. You could have been the spark.
I mean, yeah, I hope. Like, I hope he comes back and does it and stuff. It's so crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was cool talking to him and stuff like that. But it's one thing that like later on, over the week afterwards, you start thinking about like how I fully had a conversation about like Adam Sandler thought I was funny, and he watched me do 15 minutes of stand-up. The more you start thinking about that, and you think about how like, I've watched this guy my whole life. When I finished, I was like, oh, that was sick. And then throughout the week, I was like, that's actually pretty crazy.
That's pretty cool.
And then it really made me think about how like Adam Sandler's on a different level of famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's beloved too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he's like from like Tom Hanks, like America's second sweetheart kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think that like there's a category of like, there's like A-listers, and he's certainly an A-lister, but then I think there's like A-plussers. Here's like the way that I would use that example too, right? It's like Will Smith before the slap. He's an A-plusser too, right? Yeah. He's an A-plusser in the sense too that it's like everybody loves him, and it's a huge deal, and you grew up with him. And it's the same thing with Tom Hanks, But like Jake Gyllenhaal, would you say Jake Gyllenhaal is an A-list actor?
I
think so.
Assume.
Like, I would say he's been in huge movies.
Yeah.
He's won, but this is why Adam Sandler is on a different level, right? If Adam Sandler, for some odd reason, wanted to hang out at Drake's house, I'm sure he would know one person who might know Drake. That person would contact Drake and be like, hey, Adam Sandler wants to hang out with you. And I'm sure Drake would be like, sick. If Jake Gyllenhaal or a million other like actors that we all know, if they were randomly like, Jake Gyllenhaal wants to hang out at your house, Drake might be like, I don't know, like, I'm busy, like nothing against him. But I feel like if you find out that Adam Sandler wants to hang out with you, like I think anybody, including celebrities, they would make time for an hour or two, because they'd be like, yeah, I gotta hang out with Adam Sandler.
Yeah. He seems like a cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially from what you guys were saying, that he like hung out in the alley after and chill with you guys.
Oh yeah, he hung out for a while. He was just like hanging out. Well, he was hanging out in the alley a bunch before that.
Yeah.
Before the show started, and then when the show started, just came in, watched the whole show. Like, super nice guy.
So for people who don't know, the alley is just like that's where you guys go at the corner, like the corner comedy store.
The entrance to the corner is down an alley.
Down an alley, okay.
So, but we shouldn't be talking at the back of a show. So when we're not on, most times we watch the show.
Yeah.
But also, we'll go outside and we'll hang out in the alley and talk and stuff, because then we can be loud.
And like you said, that's got to be pretty surreal that you're just having a conversation and getting some praise.
Crazy.
No, because
Yeah.
that night, I remember the first night. Well, the first night that I heard about him there was like a Friday. Were you on that show?
No, not the
The
first
10
time.
o'clock.
Not the first time. He came twice, and I was there the second time.
Okay, yo. So the first night, it was the Friday. I remember Joe messaged me. He's like, "Yo, I need a host for Friday," but I was already doing a show. I was doing Aaron Rice show in Cambridge, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm already booked in Cambridge, whatever." And then that night, I was like, on the way home, I see Nitish had a picture with Adam Sandler. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was like, that's probably a guy that looks like him. That he's like, hey, look, it's me and Adam Sandler. Then I was like,
Yeah.
wait, no, that's actually Adam Sandler.
Well, it was because we knew, because one of the guys that we're doing shows with a lot he's working with him right now.
Yes.
He mentioned to us a couple of times that he's like, yeah, I might try and get Adam to pop by and watch a show or something. And we're like, that's insane.
Yeah. Joseph.
Yeah, I would. The other day he was supposed to stop by again, and apparently wanted to do a spot, and I was headlining that show.
Yeah,
and I know that like he doesn't have a big ego in this sense. Like that's what I gathered. So I'm sure he wouldn't I think he wouldn't want to be the headliner.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think he'd be like, don't make a big deal, just bring me up as a special guest. And honestly, like I was looking forward to it, thinking that he was going to come. Where I was like, I would love to go after him because everyone's going to be like blown away. And it's like I've just heard so many stories of LA comics, and it's like apparently just so difficult. And I'm not saying that I think I would do well, but I mean, I would love that experience. And if I did do well, like I'd be pretty proud of myself. But I think it would be really difficult. And I'm like, I would love that challenge. I really want to go after like a celebrity just kills,
What's the etiquette though? Let's just say Adam Sandler did want to come in, and then they probably put him as a headliner, and they say, hey, Paul, what do you think about that? Would they even ask that, or would that even be a thing that he would?
Well, no, I mean, it's essentially the etiquette and what it is in LA when there's celebrities coming all the time. It's like there's like a term where it's like they just bump you,
right?
And that's a tale as old as time in California.
Gotcha.
In Los Angeles, right? Like tons of times people will be like, oh, I finally got to go do a set at the Comedy Store. And it was booked 3 weeks in advance. I spent 3 weeks like really tightening the exact 7 minutes I was going to do. And then they'll be like, hey, kid, Bill Burr showed up. And then it's like they're not going to like if someone's a big enough, if Kevin Hart just like drops in, someone's big enough and like they're going to kill it. Yeah. They're not going to be like, all right, well, you got 15 minutes. Now that's the thing too. It's like a guy like Bill Burr and even like a Kevin Hart, like these guys come from stand up. So I think that they have a bit of like an etiquette,
like a decorum. They would know
to be like, like they still respect the other comics and stuff. So that he would know to be like, okay, I'm going to do 10, 15 and then like, and then I'll bounce. But like someone who's like just super famous, from acting and stuff, like, I don't know, it's like if Jerry Seinfeld hasn't done stand up in a while and then decides to come back and for some reason he starts to get a role. If he does end up doing 30, 40 minutes, it's just like, yeah, you're just off the show now.
Right.
And that would be like, that's not rude or anything. If Adam Sandler showed up and it was like, hey, so Adam Sandler will probably do 10 minutes and then you'll do 15. If he ends up doing 40 minutes, like they know, like I'm off the show,
Yeah.
Enjoy the set, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he'd be like, hey, my bad, but it's like, it's not even a big deal. Like I can't even be upset. That's the reality of the business,
Yeah, but in Canada, it's rare that like those big guys will come in like they'll bump us, but like it's not like we're off the show. Like usually we just like have like less time or something. But
I got one time I was doing a show, and then one of the runner-ups from Canadian Idol came in, but he just asked me if I could give him some change.
He knew his place. He knew his place.
He knew what was up. He just said, hey man, I'm kind of going through a hard time right now. If you can give me a couple of bucks, I'll sing you the national anthem in French.
I don't even know who won Canadian Idol. So I have
no clue.
I have no idea. I'm like Kelly Clarkson. Oh, that's
Kelly Clarkson. It was a French girl.
She's from Quebec. Okay, yeah, Paul. I don't want to keep you.
No. I mean, I can do this all day. You know what it is.
No, I know, but I said half an hour. It's already been an hour. You beat my other guest, Sunandini. I know that was your goal.
That's all I wanted to do. Was,
Yeah, Kev, you know my other podcast, Inspire.
Yeah.
So, well, Student Dini was my first and only guest, and
Mm-hmm.
then Paul was like, "She got an hour." Right?
Yeah.
And then I go, you want to be my next guest? He's like, yeah, but I can't. I'm like, yeah, we'll just do like a half hour. He's like, no. Student Dini had an hour. We got to do
Hour?
at least.
I'm doing an hour.
We got to do an hour, and I'm like, all right, fine, I guess.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys.
You're the new
let me
champ.
ask you guys a question if I can before we wrap up.
Sure.
What's it called? Because I feel like you mentioned that before earlier that you said you do like events and hosting, and I know like Ernie used to do that as well. Next week, it's my sister's wedding, and then she just popped it on me, which is like not a big deal. But like 5 days ago, she just told me like, "Hey, can you do like a little speech?" But more and more, I'm like so nervous, even though I do stand up, but it's like stand up, like at least I can be dirty. I can do whatever I want. I have these jokes, and there's something about a wedding that it's like, people know I'm a comedian, so there's the pressure to be funny, but then like my family doesn't have the same sense of humor as me, so I'm like, I don't think that they're gonna laugh, but it's like if I don't tell jokes, then it's like that's a disappointment. If I do, I don't know if they're gonna like them, so I am gonna tell some cheesy jokes, but it's like, you have to like, my sets too right now, like I've done these jokes, and then there's ways to work on it. This is like a brand new set that I only get to do once. I don't know, I'm just getting nervous about it. But you guys
I found that I perform better. Like Ernie and I have hosted together and separately, but I found that when I perform for strangers, I feel far more comfortable.
Yeah.
There's something about the familiarity that again, because you know them and you're already in your head, you're like, yeah, they're not gonna laugh at this. And it could be funny, but like you just like you said, they don't have the same sense of humor, and you know it right off the bat. So
yeah.
When is the wedding? Next week?
The 20th, yeah.
In Ottawa?
Yeah.
I think if it's, especially if it's like your sister and your family, I think you just tell some stories about your sister growing up or whatever. And like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I trust that you'll add some of your own stuff. Like even like on the spot, you just like think of it.
Yeah.
Have
you got something down already, Paul?
I do. Yeah. I have 3 or 4 things down now. And I think one of the moves too sometimes is like the bit like start with like one of the cheesier jokes, and then just like if it doesn't do well, just be like, and just a reminder, this is what I do for a living. I am.
Hey, you're already winning the room. You're already winning the room.
And just like kind of and the thing is too, it's like I know that I'll be going first, they told me, and then other people are doing speeches. And I hosted I'm only doing a speech, but my older sister, I hosted her wedding, and I told some cheesy jokes, but I also kept saying that, and like sometimes I'd said some jokes and they bombed. But I was like, I'm letting these bomb on purpose just to make everybody else a little bit more relaxed about it. And everybody doing speeches was like, that legit did help me though. So like you really did like take the pressure off. So, it is what it is. I mean,
I just like Ernie said, just do some real stories, some jokes in there, just let it fly. I typically get like a framework, and then I'll work on it like the night before.
Yeah, that's what it is, Then
that way I don't get into my head throughout the weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I think like even on the day of, it'll just pop in your head. I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, that's what happened with my older sister. With my older sister, they were like, we just want you to host, which like you guys have done too, when you don't have to say speeches or anything like that. They were actually like, we would prefer if you just hosted. They were like, just like bring people in, just like announce the, this, that, tell them when like, okay, we're going to do the father-daughter dance, just all that stuff. Right. And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I could do that. And then like, she got married in Dominican. So we were like drinking every night. And I remember like the night before at like 4 a.m. I remember just like getting like a hotel pen and pad. I was like, some stuff's cooking up here. Maybe I will. And then like at the wedding, like I went up and like introduced everybody. And then all I was supposed to do was be like, all right, we're going to just have a couple, like, we're going to start with salads, and then I'll be back to do something else after. And I just did like 10 minutes. What an evening it's been. And I remember like it didn't go that well. And I remember like people looking around like, well, he's doing bits. Like, what's going on? You know?
Just host, Paul.
Yeah, yeah, they asked after. I remember they're like, no more bits though, right? I was like, no, now we're good, you know. So, yeah.
We kind of had a rough one where we hosted our friend's wedding, and Ernie was doing some crowd work, and it
Oh,
just
I was so
didn't hit.
drunk.
Yeah, it
Oh,
didn't hit.
you someone Jax?
Yeah, this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
I think wanted to kill both of us or Ernie.
Just me, probably.
Yeah, I think it's Ernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never
That's,
know. But then again, like we didn't have like our families there. You know,
True.
like,
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, but you have like your whole family there. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I just play it safe, cheesy. Obviously, like don't do any risky jokes. You know.
No, but
Yeah, like
Talk about
play it
politics.
safe. Yeah. It's stuff that has nothing to do with the wedding. You know.
What are your thoughts, guys, on Roe v. Wade? You know,
Yeah,
what's up?
so anyway, you know, I think it's important that we bring the Bible back into school before we get to the wedding. You know? I just wanted to say, you know.
hey, where's your mask?
Yeah. To the bride and groom, I just want to say I wish you guys nothing but success and long-lasting love. And to the government, if you think about ever taking my gun, 2 words: good luck. All right.
Shout out to Justin
Perfect,
Trudeau.
Paul. You got it. You nailed it, man. You nailed it. Wedding of the year.
Yeah.
Wedding of the year, like your gun. Why do you have a gun? Because it's my right. Like in America.
This is not the platform, Paul. This is not the.
Don't be bringing that up, please.
Oh shit, that's too funny.
All right, buddy. So
Right.
yeah, thanks Paul for coming
Yeah,
on.
we appreciate you, Paul. Thanks for
Oh
coming.
man,
Yeah.
anytime. It was so much fun. You guys are the best.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, buddy. I'll see you. Yeah, we'll go for lunch. We live like right beside each other now.
Yeah, now that you're back, we'll go for
Yeah.
lunch, 100%. You should come, Kev.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
See you guys later.
Okay, see you.
All right, there, Paul.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was nervous, only because like it was kind of a last minute guest, and I was just like, oh, I don't know if I can pull up any. It was that was an awesome.
I'm surprised you got that much information in such little time.
It's just more so just kind of just doing a deep dive real quick on things, just check out what he's doing, what he has done. Because I was gonna ask about other questions, but then now I was like, all right, it says you worked with like Joe Rogan, Kenny versus Spenny. I'm not even gonna ask this anymore now.
Maybe he
But-
did. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll never know. But he was the voice of Wishbone for season 3.
I didn't even know Wishbone had a voice. I thought it was like Littlest Hobo.
No.
What is it, boy?
I remember that. Littlest Hobo. That's the German Shepherd, right?
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
gun.
yeah,
He's got a gun, boy.
No, this one was like it was a what do you call it? Informational, whatever you call it, instructional kind of show. It teaches you about things.
I vaguely remember this. I don't remember him talking.
He's like a little Jack Russell. Yeah, it was good.
But he had like a man's voice.
It was definitely a man's voice, but it was like it was cartooned up.
What? So the kids can understand him,
I can't remember exactly.
or was it like he's just talking? in his
Yeah, I
head?
think he was just talking like he was talking as if they could, but they actually couldn't. I don't think they could hear him.
Okay.
You can watch it on YouTube if you like.
I'll check it
I did spend some time on that though, because I was like, there's no fucking reference of Paul Thompson anywhere in this. So I was like, okay, maybe it's like a Wishbone is like it's one of those Canadian indie like horror flicks or something like that.
Yeah.
Wishbone, starring Paul Thompson.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was really good. He's awesome.
yeah, Kev. Great work. You're a great interviewer.
As are you, my friend.
Oh no, I just sit here and
Contribute very valuable stories to
yeah.
the relationship of you and the guests.
I just try to steer the ship. But you're hosting the ship.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
That's very good. I'm impressed. No, because like because you were at work and you still did research, and I'm just here. I just was
Well,
doing
it's
nothing.
also too because you know him too. You know him.
Oh,
right?
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you lived with them. You're basically
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe if it's like I didn't know them, I would do like more of a deeper dive. I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, he's on the show. What was it called? Pretty hard case.
Oh yeah. Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty little women.
Pretty Winona Ryder.
All right. Yo, I think this is the longest episode. This is
Yeah, I
longer
think we're
than-
going like
it's-
an hour and 15
It's
now.
longer than hour
No, we started at
45, guy.
No, we didn't. We started at 5:15. Oh yeah. No,
I'm looking at the time,
yeah.
but maybe I don't know. I'll edit it down because I think we
my
had
time
a
must be
little-
wrong.
Well, it's 6:45. Yeah, so like an hour and a
Holy
half.
shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
That should
Well-
definitely boost up the numbers for India or wherever our highest demographic
Maybe,
is.
we'll see. We'll see if they watch past 5 minutes. But all right. So yeah, thank you for listening or watching on YouTube. Thank you to our unofficial sponsor, Shy Sweet
We love you.
Sweet Baby Cakes.
No. That's a different handle and a different company altogether. It's Sweet and Shy Cakes.
Sweet and Shy
Paul-
Cakes. That's it.
Paul Thompson's show right now is Pretty Hard Cases.
Pretty hard cases. Yes. So, and that way, and check out Scarborough Doctor. It's on YouTube. CBC's YouTube.
And if you want to check out some of his art, because it's really good, it's paulthompsonfineart.com
Yes.
or you can his Instagram, Paul Thompson.
Okay.
I believe is
All
what
right.
it is.
Yes. Please follow them and follow us on Spotify and Instagram and stuff. And we'll see you guys again next week. Bye bye.
Toodles.